Hello friends! The basic versions were equipped with a 3.6-liter 6-cylinder gasoline aspirated. Variations S, 4S, and GTS were equipped with an 8-cylinder petrol aspirated with a capacity of 4.8 liters. The top versions of the Turbo and Turbo S are armed with a turbocharged 4.8 V8. The 8-cylinder engines are known from the Cayenne SUV. But for the needs of the Panamera, they have undergone a number of changes. For example, they gained lightweight valve mechanisms and a smaller oil pan. The 6-cylinder petrol aspirated was obtained from the V8 by cutting off a pair of cylinders. The new engine has become about 30 kilograms lighter. The relationship can be found by analyzing the technical data. Both have 90-degree camber, and the bore and stroke are both 96mm and 83mm respectively. These units received direct fuel injection with a pressure of 120 bar, variable valve timing, and VarioCam Plus valve travel. Atmospheric gasoline engines are prone to scuffing on the cylinder walls. Oil consumption increases, power drops, and engine malfunctions occur. Some units required a major overhaul after 50,000 kilometers, even with good care. However, the problem is not universal. The turbocharged 4.8 in the M48.70 version, which was used until 2013, is less prone to scuffing. But there are problems with the cylinder head due to wear of the valve guides. On pre-styling V8s, turbo and atmospheric, defective phase shifters with aluminum bolts were installed. The bolts sheared off, and the valves met the pistons. Later, stronger titanium bolts were used. A number of cars fell under a revocable campaign to replace the phase shifters with modernized ones. Some cars, for some reason, were not included in the recall, and not all owners are aware of the potential problem. The regulation prescribes the replacement of phase regulators with the removal of the engine, which of course is expensive. Fortunately, the mechanics of third-party services are ready to do without dismantling the motor. The supports of the power unit can fail at a distance of 60 to 100,000 kilometers. If replacing the upper ones is not difficult, then to update the lower supports it is necessary to hang the engine. Notably, the engine air filter is located behind the front bumper. The bumper has to be removed to replace the filter. After restyling, atmospheric 4.8 remained only in the GTS version. In the 4S version, he gave way to the V6 3.0 bi-turbo engine. In the line of units, there was also a place for a 3.0-liter 6-cylinder turbo diesel. It is widely known as the Vygotsky 3.0 TDI with one turbine and piezoelectric injectors. The diesel V6 was also used in the Cayenne. After the facelift, the power of the turbo diesel increased from 250 to 300 horsepower. As for reliability, there are no serious complaints yet. Paired with petrol engines is a 7-speed PDK gearbox from ZF. It is a wet, dual-clutch robotic gearbox. MPC has established itself as very reliable. It breaks very rarely. The flip side of the coin is that in the event of a malfunction, it is not easy to find someone who will undertake the repair. The diesel engine was combined exclusively with an 8-speed Tiptronic S automatic transmission. This box is also quite hardy. The first problems may arise after 250 to 300,000 kilometers. The pride of the Panamera is the all-wheel drive system. The Porsche Traction Management Module is responsible for the distribution of torque between the axles. It is an electronically controlled multi-plate clutch. When accelerating, more torque is applied to the front wheels than usual. In corners, on the contrary, the system adds torque to the rear axle. And when braking, the front wheel drive is completely disabled, which allows you to work out the stabilization system more accurately. The front transmission has an unusual design to save weight and take up less space. The hollow cardan shaft approaches the differential at an 11-degree angle. The differential itself is attached to the motor, and the intermediate shaft of the left axle shaft passes through the engine. This arrangement made it possible to place the engine at axle level, thereby lowering the center of gravity. On pre-styling samples, there were several cases of failure of the rear gearbox. A trapezoidal scheme is used on the front axle, and a multi-element scheme on the rear axle. All suspension parts and subframes are made of aluminum. At the front, the springs and shock absorbers are combined into one block, and at the rear they are separated. The highest level of comfort is achieved by the optional air suspension. It allows you to change the ground clearance within plus 20 to minus 25 millimeters. The front air struts can knock or lose their tightness after 70 to 90,000 kilometers. Silent blocks and ball bearings of the front levers wear out after 50 to 100,000 kilometers. If the silent blocks can still be replaced separately, then the ball ones are assembled with a lever. Optional carbon ceramic brakes, which are designed to last the life of the car, often give up before having driven 100,000 kilometers. Conventional brakes, made from a combination of cast iron and aluminum, are much cheaper. The pads are usually enough for 20 to 40,000 kilometers, and the discs reach up to 60 to 80,000 kilometers. It all depends on the temperament of the driver. All doors, hood, and trunk lid are made of aluminum, while the door frames are made of magnesium alloy. In addition, power elements of the engine compartment, including the wing shelf, are made of aluminum. This means that repairs after an accident will be expensive. Porsche Panamera, like Cayenne, received easily removable headlights. A car left unattended for a long time may soon lose its front optics. If you know of other model malfunctions, be sure to write about it.